Tunggu cakap bantai depan.
Ambil lah saya, tak apa boleh. Dah ambil macam ni lah. Ha? Akan nak bisa. Macam tu. Bro. Kak. Apa lah?
Mana?
Itu family kena ada sini.
Family sini ya. Mana family? Boleh tak? Family patut kena standby sini ya, depan. Ha?
Ya, dia lah.
Sabu. Ha? Tak payah nampak. Slow je. Sikit. Berapa pun yang buat? Nombor usul. Ibu kan? Pelik. Yang buat pasal you lah.
Baik, kepada penonton-penonton Astro AWANI, bersiaran langsung ketika ini di VIP Lounge di bilik khas di tingkat 5 KLIA, di mana sebentar lagi kita akan menyaksikan 30 rakyat Malaysia, 30 rakyat Malaysia yang berjaya diselamatkan daripada Sudan, tiba di KLIA daripada Jeddah menaiki pesawat Saudi Arabia Airlines, dan perjalanan mengambil masa lebih kurang 7 jam 40 minit, dan telah bertiba sekitar jam 3.03 petang tadi. Dan ketika ini kami akan bawakan perkembangan terkini. Di sebelah kiri dan ke kanan adalah ahli keluarga, dan difahamkan daripada 30 rakyat Malaysia yang berjaya dikeluarkan, diselamatkan daripada Khartoum di Sudan, yang telah pun menaiki lebih kurang beberapa jam. Sebenarnya secara total lebih kurang 30 jam mereka menaiki kenderaan dan kemudiannya ke pelabuhan Sudan, menaiki kita katakan frigate ataupun kapal perang Arab Saudi dan juga UAE, dibawa kemudian ke Jeddah, dan kemudian mereka menaiki pesawat Saudi Arabia Airlines yang telah bertiba pada jam 3.03 petang tadi. Dan ketika ini sudah tentu rata-rata ahli keluarga amat teruja untuk melihat dan untuk bertemu dengan ahli keluarga mereka. Sebenarnya 30 rakyat Malaysia yang terkandas itu antaranya merupakan pelajar, pekerja Petronas, pekerja kedutaan di Sudan. Dan selain daripada 30 rakyat Malaysia juga, antara yang turut berjaya dibawa keluar adalah rakyat Singapura dan beberapa lagi negara-negara yang turut diselamatkan dan dibawa pulang ke Jeddah. Dan anda boleh lihat ketika ini, sebentar lagi ketibaan 30 rakyat Malaysia yang akan keluar daripada
Main-main. Minta ahli keluarga depan sikit.
ahli keluarga. Baik.
Jagi ke depan Jagi. Kalau dapat ke depan.
Ini antara warga kerja Wisma Putra yang kita kira telah pun bertungkus lumus dalam Ops Sudan untuk membawa keluar rakyat Malaysia daripada Sudan susulan konflik yang berlaku, peperangan yang berlaku sejak 15 April lalu. Dan kita menantikan ketibaan rakyat Malaysia ini, 30 rakyat Malaysia yang tiba, begitu juga ahli keluarga mereka telah pun berada di sini. Sangat teruja. Ada juga ahli keluarga yang mengatakan bahawa mereka tidak boleh tidur tidak nyenyak. Ada yang tak rasa macam nak menyambut raya sebab ahli keluarga mereka dalam kawasan yang terkandas. Baik, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, penonton-penonton, ini adalah ahli keluarga ataupun rakyat Malaysia yang terkandas di Sudan.
Depan sikit, jangan blok. Bang.
Sudah tentu bagi ahli keluarga mereka sangat teruja untuk bertemu dengan ahli keluarga mereka. Ini setiausaha 1 di kedutaan, Amirul Husni Saha, 38 tahun, di mana ibunya sebentar tadi memaklumkan sejak 15 April mereka berhubung menerusi WhatsApp saja, dan Amirul bersama 2 anaknya dan isterinya juga hamil 6 bulan. Jadi setelah itu bagi keluarga ini nampaknya.
Cik. Alamak, cik.
Pakcik,
Cik, sana sikit, cik. Pusing sini sikit.
ini detik yang ditunggu-tunggu oleh ahli keluarga 30 rakyat Malaysia ini. Sangat teruja mereka.
Sini sikit, depan.
Suasana yang sayu dan di kala kegembiraan ahli keluarga. Risaunya mereka menantikan ahli-ahli keluarga mereka agar selamat. Baik, kita bawakan secara langsung ketika ini daripada bilik khas VIP Lounge di KLIA level 5 ini. Ini antara ahli keluarga 30 rakyat Malaysia yang selamat tiba pada petang tadi. Mereka akhirnya dapat bertemu ahli keluarga mereka selepas diselamatkan daripada Sudan. Sudah tentu rata-rata mereka sebab mengenangkan bagaimana sejak 15 April mereka berhubung dengan ahli keluarga mereka, dan doa terus dititipkan agar ahli keluarga mereka selamat dan sentiasa dilindungi. Meskipun konflik yang berlaku di Sudan agak tegang, dan ketika ini kita tahu ada juga ahli keluarga yang mengatakan mereka tak rasa nak raya, cuma risaukan keluarga mereka. Siapa yang dekat sana? Siapa yang dekat? Abang Ipah. Mana Abang Ipah? Jadi Abang Ipah.
Nanti kita buat gambar lah. Keluar sikit Comang, anak.
Baik, mungkin kepada teman-teman Wartawan Awani.
Keluar sini, Comang. Alhamdulillah.
Keadaan di sini boleh dikatakan ramai ahli keluarga yang telah berada di sini untuk bertemu dengan
Kita nak pergi sidang media.
30 rakyat Malaysia. Itu salah seorang merupakan ahli keluarga mereka. Baik, kita nak teruskan dengan sidang media. Menteri Luar Datuk Seri Zamri Abdul Kadir, kita akan teruskan untuk kita berikan perkembangan mengenai op Sudan ini. Bagi rakyat Malaysia, terima kasih kerana anda terus mendoakan keselamatan rakyat Malaysia di Sudan, dan akhirnya hari ini mereka berjaya dibawa pulang ke KLIA. Baik, kita akan mendengar sidang media daripada Datuk Seri Dr. Zamri Abdul Kadir, Menteri Luar, mengenai dengan op Sudan yang membawa pulang 30 rakyat Malaysia hari ini. Tes. Baik, kita akan terus bersama dengan Datuk Seri Zamri.
Yang abang ya, jemput sekali lah.
Tuan, jangan blok depan, Tuan. Tuan.
Datuk kan. Main tok kat Presiden. Tok Zul main lah. Baik, kau. Ni saya perkenalkan Datuk Presiden Petronas. Orangnya pemalu sikit. Baik, main lagi. Are you ready?
2 minutes.
Okay. Ambil masa tu. Yes, I know. It's my picture.
Semua ready, Mina?
Dah ya?
Duduk belah kiri FM. Duduk Presiden depan kita.
Terima kasih. Okey, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Rakan-rakan media yang saya hormati sekalian, pertama sekali saya mengucapkan rasa syukur pada Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala atas kepulangan konvoi daripada Sudan pada petang ini. Dan seluruh rakyat Malaysia menanti-nantikan saat ini. Dan seperti yang kita sedia maklum, seluruh negara mengikuti secara dekat perkembangan yang berlaku di Sudan. Pertama sekali, bagi pihak kerajaan, saya ingin menyampaikan junjungan kasih ke bawah duli Yang Maha Mulia Yang di-Pertuan Agong atas keprihatinan baginda mengikuti setiap detik dan perkembangan tentang keadaan rakyat Malaysia yang berada di sana. Wakil tuanku pada hari ini turut bersama-sama dengan kita iaitu Datuk Zahari yang berada di sini. Yang kedua, bagi pihak kementerian dan tim yang mengendalikan urusan ini, saya juga ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri atas keprihatinan beliau yang turut mengikuti setiap perkembangan dan juga mengambil langkah-langkah untuk memastikan supaya gerakan yang kita lakukan, operasi yang dilaksanakan dapat dibuat dengan sebaik-baiknya. Termasuklah dengan menghubungi pemimpin yang terlibat dalam pertikaian di sana. Atas usaha itu juga kita telah berjaya melaksanakan misi kita meskipun dalam keadaan yang begitu sukar. Yang ketiga, saya juga ingin mengucapkan tahniah dan penghargaan kita kepada tim operasi daripada Malaysia dan yang berada di Sudan. Tim operasi di Malaysia melibatkan pelbagai agensi, manakala tim di Sudan diketuai oleh Datuk Ambassador kita atau duta kita yang berada bersama di sebelah saya, iaitu Datuk Razdan. Dan ini merupakan satu usaha bersama untuk memastikan keselamatan rakyat kita dapat kita keluarkan daripada kawasan kancah peperangan. Dan perjalanan mereka yang begitu panjang sekali daripada Khartoum hinggalah ke Port Sudan yang mengambil masa 30 jam melalui sepanjang lebih daripada 1,300 km dengan pelbagai halangan, pelbagai cubaan, dan akhirnya pada hari ini mereka dapat sampai dengan selamat di KLIA. Dalam pada itu, saya juga ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada pihak Kerajaan Arab Saudi, pihak Kerajaan UAE, khususnya Presiden UAE yang memberi perhatian yang sangat khusus akan keadaan rakyat Malaysia kita. Atas hubungan yang baik antara Tuanku Yang di-Pertuan Agong dengan Presiden UAE telah memberi natijah yang baik dalam usaha kita untuk mengeluarkan rakyat Malaysia, dan kemudian usaha untuk membawa rakyat Malaysia daripada Port Sudan hingga ke Jeddah mendapat kerjasama yang begitu mantap dan baik sekali daripada Kerajaan Arab Saudi. Jadi bagi pihak Kerajaan Malaysia, saya mengambil kesempatan ini juga untuk mengucapkan terima kasih kepada kedua-dua kerajaan tersebut. Selain daripada itu juga, saya ingin mengambil kesempatan untuk mengucapkan terima kasih kepada rakyat Malaysia atas doa sekalian rakyat untuk memastikan perjalanan rakyat Malaysia yang sampai pada hari ini sentiasa dipelihara oleh Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Terima kasih saya ucapkan. Ketibaan pada hari ini melibatkan 33, iaitu 30 rakyat Malaysia dan 3 lagi daripada rakyat Palestin, satu rakyat Filipin dan satu lagi daripada Thailand. Terima kasih. There are 3 of them. I just mentioned 3 of them. You want to to recognize them? They are here. They are here. So one of them is here, and another 2 is still waiting downstairs. All right. These are coming back. Yeah, they are with us now. They are with us. Yeah. Well, later. You can meet them. Here they are here. Op Sudan basically setelah pun selesai, cuma kita masih terus mengikuti perkembangan ini kerana berdasarkan kepada jumlah rakyat Malaysia yang berdaftar dengan kita, itu adalah bilangannya. Sekiranya ada lagi bilangan-bilangan rakyat Malaysia yang belum mendaftar, jadi kita harapkan dari masa ke semasa mereka akan dapat menghubungi kita untuk kita lakukan usaha seterusnya. Ya, saya juga ingin maklumkan, terima kasih Dato' Ambassador. Seperti yang telah pun saya umumkan sebelum ini dalam sidang akhbar sebelum ini, iaitu selain pada usaha mengeluarkan rakyat Malaysia yang 30 orang ini, kita juga turut membantu mengeluarkan rakyat daripada negara lain, termasuk yang saya sebutkan 3. Selain daripada itu juga kita turut membantu mengeluarkan rakyat Singapura. Semalam Menteri Luar Singapura menghubungi saya secara peribadi menyampaikan penghargaan pihak Singapura kerana kita berjaya membantu mengeluarkan rakyat Singapura bersama dengan tim Malaysia. Selain daripada itu juga kita turut membantu mengeluarkan rakyat Amerika, rakyat Cambodia dan juga seorang daripada Sudan, ya. Dan kerana mereka berada dalam keadaan yang begitu sukar untuk dikeluarkan, dan saya telah menerima panggilan, termasuk semalam Perdana Menteri Hun Sen telah membuat kenyataan media di Cambodia mengucapkan penghargaan kepada Malaysia. Ini semuanya saya sebutkan di sini hasil daripada usaha yang dilakukan secara bersama semua pihak yang terlibat di peringkat Malaysia, agensi-agensi yang bersama, termasuklah daripada Kebawah Tuanku sendiri dan Perdana Menteri, diikuti dengan agensi-agensi, masuk juga tim kita diketuai oleh Datuk Ambassador kita di Sudan.
Datuk Sri, tadi dah berjalan 30 jam, ada cubaan katanya, mungkin boleh ceritakan bagaimana?
Yang ini nanti saya beri ruang kepada Datuk Ambassador untuk menyampaikan sedikit sebanyak pengalaman beliau untuk mewakili rakan-rakan yang pulang pada hari ini. Yes, untuk sementara ini kita akan menutup, dan urusan kedutaan kita akan dikendalikan daripada KLIA. Sorry. The difficulty, of course, they have gone through a lot of obstacles and problems. I think this will be eluded later by our ambassadors. Yeah. Any other questions? If not, yes. Silakan.
Earlier you mentioned that Malaysia helped bring back several non-Malaysians back here. Was there a similar reciprocal? Were there other countries that helped bring back Malaysians?
So far, we don't have that information. As far as we know, all the numbers, all the Malaysians are with us. So, except two are working with the United Nations. They are there now. So that they are under the supervision of the UN.
Betul Sri, di Libya, sebelumnya di Libya, Arab Spring dan sebagainya, kita pernah retreat tapi menggunakan aset kita. Kenapa kali ini kita terpaksa menggunakan Arab seperti itu?
Ya, kerana keadaan yang berlaku di Sudan pada kali ini, keadaan yang berlaku secara tiba-tiba. Dan saya ingin sebutkan di sini, kalau di Libya, kawasan peperangan itu di luar daripada ibu kotanya di peringkat awal. Apa yang berlaku di Sudan, ia berlaku di ibu kota Sudan itu sendiri, dan di capital of Sudan. Jadi menyebabkan semuanya berada dalam keadaan yang terpinga-pinga, yang tidak bersedia, dan ini menyebabkan kita perlu mengambil pendekatan yang terpantas, ya, untuk memastikan supaya semua pihak dapat kita keluarkan. Jadi sebab itu untuk pengetahuan rakan-rakan media juga, kita turut menggunakan beberapa strategi dan pendekatan bagaimana nak mengeluarkan, bukan hanya bergantung kepada satu-satu pendekatan saja, ataupun kita nak mengharapkan satu pihak untuk mengeluarkannya, kerana kita perlu explore semua possibilities to bring them out from Khartoum.
How many children among these citizens, and which is the youngest one?
They want to know the detail. I think I have to refer to my ambassador. Yeah, he will deliberate further. Any other questions? Yeah. Any other questions? So far, alhamdulillah. I asked that same question just now for information. I just want to make sure semuanya balik dalam keadaan yang selamat. So saya minta Datuk Ambassador, your floor.
Thank you, Datuk Sri. To answer the question of how many children, it depends. Those that came back with us is 5. Those who we rescued out of Khartoum, there were, I think, 13 of them. With the Singaporean, one of the family had 8 children. To answer about the question on how the trip began in Khartoum right up to Port Sudan, it was fraught with a lot of, we need to do a lot of risk assessment and choose the route to get out of Khartoum because there were many options. So for us, we chose the most risk-averse situation that would not put our convoy under any risk of attack, because it's important to find a route that is not being contested between the SAF and the RSF. So we decided to take a very long route to Port Sudan rather than the shorter one, because the shorter one, although it's only about 850 kilometers roughly, there are 3 areas where it's contested. Whereas the main road that we took going down south through Madani and Kasala, that area, the only problem was the road condition. So we had to ensure that the drivers that we hired were from the region. And that was very difficult to find because they need to know the terrain as well as the security officers that were on duty. To give you an illustration of the difficulties to travel through this 1,300 kilometer, approximately about every 50 to 80 kilometers there's a checkpoint. And every time we reach a checkpoint, we do not know who's in control. But Alhamdulillah that throughout this journey, it was controlled by the government forces, and our drivers who accompanied us or who drove us, they had relations with this security personnel. And that smoothened the journey. But that does not mean that in between these checkpoints it is safe. We are always under constant threat because the battle in Sudan is very fluid. And the area around Sudan, especially the first 150 kilometers, is very, it's a touch and go. We do not know who is in front of us. So we were very vigilant. We had to travel cautiously, and we were protected by initially by the convoy of the UAE government. And we had about 6 buses with us, and that actually provided us a lot of comfort, especially for those with our convoy, because when you travel with numbers, you automatically feel comforted and feel secure. But actually, there were many instances where even convoys that were protected by escorts by the own military or even by the RSF or SAF came under attack from either side. So it was from the onset we decided that we would not use escorts from the SAF or RSF because you become a target. So we had to take that risk, and of course with close coordination with Wisma Putra, we decided to take this route to Port Sudan. Alhamdulillah, during the trip, I think the most the risk that we had was actually how long we will be on the road. We didn't know because things changed while we were traveling. We were supposed to arrive in Port Sudan at 3 a.m. on the 24th, but we couldn't make it and arrive 12 hours later because in Sudan, you are not supposed to travel on roads after midnight to 4 a.m. So we had to make a call to stay, and because initially the plan was not to stop at all because there are so many dangers. When you stop at any public location, you might be hijacked by other people who are trying to escape. So we don't have close personnel, what you call as armed security with us. So it is something that we from the beginning said we would not do. But unfortunately, because of the circumstances, we had to stay overnight in Kasala for about until Subuh. So after that, we decided to move, and then we realized why, because the roads were, well, if you can call it a road, but it's full of potholes, and the side of the road has collapsed, the shoulder of roads has collapsed, and you go into a it's not a, there's a dip, maybe about 3 or 4 feet. There were some vehicles who actually tried to travel and did not make it. So, and that area is, you can be ambushed because you are going through a mountainside, through a mountain ravine. So it's better to travel in the daytime. But then once we arrived at Port Sudan, there were a lot of other issues because there were strict security checks. But Alhamdulillah again, because we had many, I think we were with the South Koreans and the Japanese, so they were in front of us, and when they allowed it, they all said that we are part of that convoy, so all of us were waved through. But there was a huge traffic jam there that for the locals, it would take about 2 or 3 hours to get into the city. The city is packed. It's full of UN personnel and other evacuees. So we had to make sure that we had to find accommodation and supplies because we were running out already. We couldn't carry much because we only had one or two bags with each of us, and the embassy had provided food enough for 2 days. And we had to restock again in Port Sudan because we need to find out which way out. And Alhamdulillah, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia came to assist. Actually, the numbers of that were killed, those are the official numbers. But I have a feeling that there are more because both sides are not declaring their losses. And it's very difficult to gauge, but I think the number of casualties will probably be more because the attack in the city has been intense. There was artillery, mortar fire, there is even airstrikes that hit around my residence, and including the Petronas complex. That's the reason why we took quick action to get them all out quickly. I'm not sure whether all are here, but I know that most of the embassies and the international organization had already embarked on their evacuation plans. I think majority have gone out. Oh, Malaysia all out. Yes, the 30 that's with us is the entire Malaysian national. 30. From embassy is 3 of us. 3 of us. Oh, amongst the embassy, there's 3 plus 2, 5. A baby. I think it's a baby. I think 1 year old. Yes. Yes. Any other questions?
Thank you. Okay.
First time in Sudan, you mean? You mean the situation? Okay, dekat sana ini kali ketiga kita ada isu dekat Sudan, ada konflik. Bermula selepas bila Presiden Bashir turun. Mula ada demonstrasi di Atbara sebab harga roti meningkat. So susulan daripada harga roti meningkat, ada banyak rusuhan di beberapa bandar di Sudan. And then dia jadi lebih serius, and then apa yang lain daripada lain mengikut sejarah politik Sudan, kerusuhan bermula di Khartoum sendiri. Itu yang mencetuskan perperangan di antara civilian dengan military. And then itulah yang menyebabkan Presiden Bashir letak jawatan, and then dia punya Transitional Military Council mengambil alih, and then dia buat perundingan. Itu krisis pertama. Tapi perkara ini berlaku, dia transitional government tu telah memerintah Sudan untuk 2 tahun sebelum pihak military ambil alih sekali lagi. So itu berlaku pada 25 Oktober 2021. So then pada masa itu Hemeti dengan Burhan masih berkawan. Tapi selepas setahun lebih transition ini tak mendapat apa-apa perkembangan. Ekonomi Sudan semakin merosot. Orang ramai rasa kecewa dan and then dua-dua leader ni pun juga nak jadi ketua negara tersebut, dan jadi bila rundingan dengan UN trilateral mechanism dengan Amerika Syarikat dengan Quad countries untuk membawa mereka bersama. Tapi pada hari Jumaat tu saya difahamkan mereka mempunyai satu mesyuarat, and then susulan atau keputusan mesyuarat itu adalah untuk mereka stand down. Tapi tak tahu apa berlaku di antara awal pagi Sabtu, saya faham bahawa Burhan membuat keputusan untuk actually dia punya situasi sebenarnya kita tak tahulah siapa yang mengambil tindakan yang pertama. Tapi ya, ini bukan official statement. Ini apa? Ya. Ya, kita okay.
Okay lah. To any other thing, anybody wants to speak? Somebody? Yeah.
Tengah balik ke sini.
Okay. Ya. Saya telah sebutkan tadi bahawa bagi rakyat Malaysia yang kemungkinan berada di sana, kita akan pantau dan kita akan usahakan juga bagaimana untuk mengeluarkan mereka. Ya, sebab ini menjadi tanggungjawab kita. That's our commitment. In fact, I have spoken this matter to Sudanese embassies here to help. I want to also extend our appreciation for the help rendered throughout the process as well. We have the CDA here with us. Jadi dalam arti kata yang lain, kita mengucapkan kita akan pastikan supaya yang kalau sekiranya ada sehingga setakat ini berdasarkan maklumat embassy Malaysia di sana dan juga daripada duta kita belum ada, melainkan kalau sekiranya ada, insya-Allah kita akan lakukan. Jadi my last point, ini menjadi tanggungjawab Wisma Putra lah ya. Seperti biasa apabila berlakunya suasana, tak apa. Ini maklumat untuk maklumat penting untuk kita maklumkan, untuk kita minta pihak media untuk membantu menyebarkan. Kerana seperti yang kita sedia maklum, keadaan di Sudan pada hari ini, oleh yang demikian kita ingin menasihatkan kepada rakyat Malaysia yang ingin ataupun ada perancangan untuk melawat Sudan, hendaklah tolong tangguhkan perjalanan itu sehinggalah keadaan kembali pulih, ya, dengan keadaan yang ada sekarang. Dan itu yang pertama. Yang keduanya, seperti yang disebutkan tadi, berkaitan dengan sekiranya ada mana-mana ya pihak ataupun rakyat Malaysia yang tidak memaklumkan kepada kita dan keluarga mereka berada di sini, dan sila maklumkan kepada pihak Wisma Putra supaya kita boleh membantu untuk mencari di mana mereka sebenarnya. Dan insya-Allah kita sentiasa memberikan bantuan ini kepada rakyat Malaysia yang berada di luar negara. Terima kasih. Yang mana? Yang mana? So I mentioned the first point is to appeal to all Malaysians, planning to visit Sudan, to delay their departure for the time being. That's one point. The other one, the other point I mentioned just now, with regard to those Malaysian possibly still staying there or living there, those who are untraceable Malaysians, we hope that even if they have their families here, to come forward to inform us, yeah, of their availability, so that we can extend our help. Thank you. Terima kasih. Terima kasih semua.
Siapa punya mic?
Bukan aku ni lah.
Bukan micer ke apa?
Iya, aku.
Lepas ni kita akan ada
Tolong.
kita ada macam
Mana Fareez ni?
Hubungan rapat juga lah. You pergi sana untuk apa? Untuk pergi untuk tugas juga pula ataupun
Oh, kau tahu ni.
Ini pakcik tu punya anak. Tes. Ambil online. Tengah bercakap lagi. Apa dari mana?
Oh, it came back.
You? Oh,
Dia.
so you guys with
No. I'm with this side. I'm there on the side.
Oh, okay. So how long have you been in Sudan before it happened?
2 months.
2 months.
Yeah, I'm only there supposed to be for 3 months.
Okay. So
Then it happened on the second month.
can we interview?
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
you can share your experience and
Yeah.
test. Okay. So basically, can you tell us so how was your experience? I mean, when it happened there?
I mean, for me, it's very surreal for something to happen like this there lah. Because even before I go, historically, what they have there was only civil unrest. It has never, even their armed conflict was always civil against the military. So it never ballooned up until where it was. But this time around, they were really going all out. So it's basically a civil war there that's happening. And yeah. So for us, when it happened on Saturday morning, I remember I was just lazing on my bed, and then the gunshots were heard. The first secretary's wife texted me asking me, did I hear that or not? Then I was asking, hear what? And then the first mortar bombed, and then I said, oh, okay, something is happening. So then we suggested that we gather all together, those at the complex. We gathered together, we packed our go bags, we met up at one of the apartments, and then we were assessing the situations from there lah. So
Since 15.
yeah, that was on the
Staying there
15th.
until 27.
So we were at the complex. So on the 15th morning, at first we were thinking of taking shelter in one of the lower apartments, because mine was on the 5th floor. So then we suggested we go to a lower apartment, but then we saw military presence in the compound. Then we all evacuated to the safe house, which is the surau, and we were there for at least 3 days. And then from Monday only, we left the surau to the ambassador's house.
by how long it takes from Surau to Ambassador's house?
It was a 20 minutes journey,
20
but
minutes.
believe me lah, for all of us, I think that was the longest 20 minutes of our life, because that was the first time we actually came out from the compound, and we really do not know what is happening outside, other than hearing all the gunshots every day and so on.
So by bus or just
No,
on foot?
one was on the embassy's vehicle, and then we had a van with us.
Oh, you got a van.
So there was 2 vehicles going to the ambassador's house.
What did you see when you on that vehicle on the way to Ambassador's place?
The thing was, the first secretary actually made his assessment. So we were trying to find a time where there was like, because the first 2 days when things happened, we realized that during prayer time, those were like the quiet times. So we were taking advantage of that. Of course, you hear in the background there is something happening, but not as bad. So we were taking the opportunity during that time to make our move. So that was the best time. So we evacuated, we went to the ambassador's house, and then we regrouped there.
From Khartoum to Port Sudan is going to take at least 30
It was a
hours.
33 hours journey.
So how was
It was a 33 hours journey over 2 days, because we anticipated 12 to 18 hours. No, based on logistic, based on what. But because of the situation, there were more road checks, things were happening on the road, and then we were together with the UAE convoy. So then, things happened here and there. And then we didn't realize there was a 12 midnight curfew for transport. So when we reached, I think, Kasala, the curfew imposed, we couldn't go. So we had to overnight in Kasala, and we had no bookings of hotels, so we were just staying out.
inside
No. It's the bus, they have places where they congregate. So all the buses were there, and then we were just there. So some slept on the bus, some slept outside. Luckily, we brought a mat. So some of us were just outside, and Kasala at that time was quite safe, so we were okay lah. Then at that point of time, we were fortunate that we were already out of Khartoum. The main point was to get out of Khartoum at that point of time, yeah, because I think by that time there were like 3 ceasefire that they said was supposed to happen. None of them was honored, so it was difficult. So the main decision was to get out of Khartoum. Then that was the journey lah.
So you work with UNICEF. So basically you need at least 3 months. Now second month then.
No, I'm actually on an exchange program.
Oh, okay.
So I'm supposed to be there only for 3 months.
For 3 months.
So I arrived only on February 18, and this happened in April 15, which is shy of 2 months lah. But yeah, I think I've got the experience more than I bargained for lah. So yeah.
So you gonna come back to Sudan or?
After this, not at this time of this point of time, but we will see how lah. But for me, I think because my assignment is 3 months, it will be lapse after this lah. Yeah.
So you've been there. There's a civil war. There's an air strike, mortar, and so on. It's so loud and clear. It happened.
Yeah.
The war happened.
Yes.
You scared, and of course, you definitely. What the first thought?
But I think for my case, I was part of me was relieved, because I'm staying in Petronas. There were other Malaysians there. So the first secretary of Malaysian Embassy was there. Then we have the rep from Petronas who is also staying there. So at least we are together. So the support system is also there. At least we have people who we are close, and that helped us to get through lah. I mean, it will be worse if you are staying alone by yourself and things are happening. So for me, I'm considered very lucky to be with them. So at that point of time also, I've also decided that I will follow the Malaysian Embassy's evacuation. So that made it easier for me to move with them lah. So yeah, because otherwise I will fall back on the UN evacuation program.
Today you reach to KLIA, how do you feel? I mean, totally different. I guess it's going to be totally different like before.
Seriously, the biggest part of me is to look for a good night's rest lah. The journey has been 6 days. We started from Khartoum, then we stopped at Kasala, we reached Port Sudan, then from Port Sudan we went to Jeddah, and finally this early morning we flew here. So in a way, I've travelled land, sea, and air. So all mode of transport has been taken. So I guess the next part is to have a really good rest. Yeah, I mean it's the same for I think every one of us. Everyone is tired. We don't have enough. It's not to say that we don't have enough rest, but you don't have good quality rest. That's the thing. So even now you can see my voice is quite hoarse. The last 2 days I was going through, I was coughing, I was what? It's because my body has not rest enough. So yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Food system wise, I think we are good because when we were staying
Can I have a short interview?
Later maybe?
Suami nama tu pakai beg tu.
Later, sorry.
Will we? How long? Even before the president?
16 months.
16 months. The first one. First time, I mean, civil war. It's going to be super scary. So loud. So intense. Want to share something?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Can I know your questions first before so I can think a little bit?
No, man. You just share. So, your first thought when after all things happened, 30 hours from Khartoum to Port Sudan, and then from Port Sudan to Jeddah, and Jeddah flew back here. Anything from your thought or mind? I mean, what can you say? Are you very relieved and glad to be back home?
Yes, of course, I'm very relieved just because, I mean, this event started like, I think today is on the dot is like 2 weeks ago. So, I think all of us actually went through very different experiences.
Yeah.
So from the time that we knew that we could actually leave, it has been just a lot of waiting. And so, to be able to finally leave and to come back safely, I think we're all very thankful and relieved.
Every time you're scared, you're afraid of, bullets, the airstrike that's coming out as well. So your mind's going to be so confused on that time.
Yeah, I think when anyone hears that kind of like sounds, explosions and shootings, it's you wonder where it's coming from, and you wonder actually whether it will hit your building or if there would be a stray bullet that will actually come. But thankfully, I think all of us were protected. The ambassador's house was also hit actually a couple of times, but we made sure that everyone stayed in a safe area, and so we were very protected throughout the whole duration.
So this is part of your history, part of your life history.
Yes, it will be. Hopefully it's the first and the last. But I think throughout this whole experience, I realized how thankful and peaceful we are as a nation, Malaysia. And so I hope we also can, keep that spirit of peace and harmony in this country. And but of course we need to continue to pray for Sudan, because what's going on and ongoing. We hope that peace will come to that country.
So you've been in Sudan for what?
I've been there for 16 months. I work for an international NGO.
Okay.
It's a humanitarian NGO that already assists Sudanese in the southern parts of Sudan. And then now with this current crisis, it's just added on to the humanitarian crisis in the country.
So what are the main issues in Sudan? For humanitarian mission?
So the current issues right now, there are also a lot of displacement that is happening within Sudan. So there are people who come into Sudan to seek refuge. There are people who are Sudanese who are displaced. There are internal tribal conflicts that are happening. But also at the same time, there's a lot of humanitarian needs whereby there's needs for health, water, nutrition, livelihoods. And so that's how NGOs like the one that I work for, World Vision, we are also supporting.
Okay. So you'll come back to Sudan after everything's done?
My hope is actually to go back to continue the work there. But hopefully this situation will calm down as soon as possible for the good of all.
And this situation make it worse for humanitarian mission and NGO as well?
Unfortunately, it has made humanitarian operations very difficult. A lot of us have suspended operations at this time because of the insecurity. There are pockets of maybe some states that are probably more calm, but however, generally it has taken lives of humanitarians, aid workers, it's currently affecting our operations. Considering that there's already current needs of the place, and with this current crisis, it's just doubled what has happened.
The same NGO from how many humanitarian?
In country we had 11 people, and so
Sudan,
in total we have about 20 internationals who work in different parts, but we also had 11 people who were there at that time who have safely evacuated.
Everyone safe?
Yes, they have.
Alright, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I have your name? Or your... Come. So the
Program officer. Program officer. With World Vision Sudan.
World Vision?
It's a humanitarian organization.
It's a humanitarian NGO.
Yes.
How long is this field?
15 years.
15 years. This is the first time you set off civil war. Oh, okay. Fareez from Astro AWANI. Just back, relax. Yeah. Have to decompress.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, military job also. In a crisis, conflict takes time. Sudan, Libya. Sir, can I have your name? Sorry. Jason.
JASSON. LON.
Jan. How young you are?
I am 44 already. Actually, 5 of us at 38.
It's a birthday present, like the ultimate birthday present.
My parents, I think, maybe once I settle down, because I know them.
Okay. Definitely.
Finally complete the book, chapter, final chapter. So, saya tak boleh nak close the book. Kalau tak rasa?
Jaga merasa.
Betul lah, tahu. Tengok pun tahu lah.
Explosion semua selamat semua.
Sekejap boleh. Bateri habis. Sekejap. Bateri aku ni apa?
Yalah, keretaan ni.
Ya.
Nak cuma dia buat pembicaraan ni kerja lah. Then dia stop because of the
Jadi macam ada review lah.
ada lelaki dan juga ya. Oh yo, aku tak buat lagi story gini.
Testing. Cuba suara 1, 2, 3. Testing.
Sana tu ada reminder tu orang.
Reminder tu boleh.
Reminder untuk macam ni, bagi tahu macam apa. Maksudnya masih dia orang clarify lagi.
Tak ada sofa tak ada. Tapi kalau ada reminder itu dia punya point dia.
Waktu yang baru untuk perjalanan ke sana tu kan, ikan kan?
3 tangguh.
Letak bang.
Ini macam bunyi Malaysia. Ada?
Abang letak.
Abang letak bawah je?
Dia online. Dia buat online. Pasport.
Test. Simple je. Okay. So, first kali cakap kat mak macam main mercun je, bunyi-bunyi mercun je.
Yeah, that one kita tak nak orang kat Malaysia risau lah basically. Sebab for kita yang ada dekat sana tu kita jaga diri kita lah waktu tu dekat sana. We are making sure everybody is safe in a secured area. I mean, if family dekat Malaysia start to panic pun kita tak nak kesian orang kat sini waktu tu nak raya semua kan. That's why as much as possible kita want everybody to remain calm lah yang kat Malaysia.
30 jam yang panjang, 6 hari yang panjang. Akhirnya balik semula selepas 10 tahun. 10 tahun?
No. Saya dekat luar dalam 5 tahun setengah ya. Almost 6 tahun. Ya, almost.
This is the first civil war that you ada dekat tempat.
First civil war, I mean the one that I experienced lah.
Experience dia nak bawa apa fokus you sebenarnya? Tak fikir masa diri tapi fikir semua rakyat Malaysia selamat.
I mean as pegawai kedutaan, memang kami punya priority satu. To make sure kita kumpulkan semua rakyat Malaysia di satu kawasan selamat dan to make sure kita dapat berjaya bawa mereka keluar daripada kawasan bahaya di Khartoum. The first stage was to Port Sudan and then lepas tu ke Jeddah dan alhamdulillah hari ni kembali ke Malaysia.
So on the way to networking you call sana sini to make sure everything okay.
Yes, I mean macam dekat mana-mana pun networking is important lah. I mean we work with embassies, with individuals yang kita kenal to make sure kita dapat perjalanan yang lancar dan semua.
First kali sampai ke Malaysia rasa
tak boleh nak bayangkan lah, I mean perasaan tu, I mean yalah dengan lama tak balik, dengan balik under this situation, so memang rasa sebab sangat lah actually. Dapat jumpa my parents, both of my in-laws dengan my parents pun.
Last kali jumpa 2019?
Last time jumpa, my mother-in-law was last year. Kita jumpa dekat Umrah and then but in short to meet them all together 2019 lah, dekat Mekah juga I think during that time.
Selapa hari raya juga dapat balik selamat anak bini pun hamil.
Yes.
So of course too much thing on your plate on that time.
We need to, I mean, to compartmentalize, I mean to prioritize, to make sure what is important, I mean what need to do first. I mean alhamdulillah right now everything is dah settle, semua dah sampai Malaysia.
Okay. Every minute matter lah.
Yeah, every second.
Every second matter lah.
For that.
Okay, bro. Tun. Dan? Dah. Kita tanya dia. Habis balik rumah.
Oh, nak balik dah? Balik dah. Hari saja. Kau balik cepat. Balik cepat. Dia dah lunyai ya tu. Penat dah. Nak hantar pergi tu. Dah. Begitu dong. Begitu dong.
Saya